Hello and welcome to Across the Acres, a Beck's Hybrids podcast, where our goal is to connect, challenge, and inspire each and every one of our listening audience or viewing audience by interviewing others who have a story or message to share that might just be something we haven't heard before. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have someone with us, Morgan Fitch, my co-host, David Ringer, host, that I'm guarantee you has stories we've never heard before.
Oh, for sure.
Toby Ripberger is in the house. Toby, my man.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
Good. Yourself?
Good. Except we have just been informed your new nickname, and I'm not sure I like it. Is it
me neither. I don't think I like it either.
Okay, maybe we won't say it, or maybe we should.
It's up to you, man.
Chuckle Britches. John came up with that one.
That's a Johnny special.
That's beautiful. Still don't know how to spell britches, but we'll get there in a minute. Well,
I mean, it'll take you a while to figure that out, right?
It will. I have days, actually. Thanks. Love you, too.
Yeah, right back at you, sweetheart.
Oh, appreciate it. By the way, Lipton peach tea, green tea today?
Green citrus.
Green citrus.
Yeah.
Are you a little health conscious, or is this just because it tastes good?
Just because it tastes good.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say the healthy stuff. We'll get to that later when we're old. Maybe.
Yeah, we have a while for that to happen.
We got time,
Hopefully.
right? I mean, Morgan's the baby of this family, and you haven't even hit 40 yet, have you?
That's correct.
You dog.
It's
Man.
coming. I feel it.
Yeah,
It's coming.
rapidly approaching like a train. Sorry,
I
Toby.
mean, you know the Metallica quote, which is, when you come to see a soothing light at the end of the tunnel, it's just a freight train coming your way.
Yes, and that is, unfortunately, in life, often true.
Yeah. Okay, Toby, back to you.
Yeah. Oh, we do have Toby with us today.
Wow.
Well, looky there. Toby, tell us.
Surprise, Morgan. This is really about you today.
Please, no. I did my time.
He's back in the hot seat. Oh, Senior Event Strategist Toby Ripberger. Been with Beck's Hybrids for a long time.
Yeah.
What, 15?
I had my first summer internship in 1999.
Woo!
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
So-
How old were you?
What I would have been,
19?
19?
20?
yeah, 20.
Wow.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's back when the Model A car was still popular.
Right.
And, yeah, horse-drawn
T-buckets.
carriages. Yeah. Yeah. My goodness. 1999.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, I remember the 90s well. I'm not going back. I just remember them. Yeah. But what is this?
I'm glad that you remember them.
Well, yeah. Vaguely-ish. Memory's slipping, though. Just give it a minute.
Yeah.
No, tell us about you, family, friends. Who's Toby?
Yeah. I grew up in the big town of Tipton, Indiana.
Okay.
Youngest of 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
You survived.
4 boys and 1 girl.
Ooh. And where is the girl in that birth order?
Second to last. Second to youngest.
So she was a buffer between you and the older brothers, or no?
She was tougher than the other brothers.
Really?
Uh-huh.
And your sister's name?
Nikki?
She's the tough one of the family.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Morgan, note to self. Don't pick a fight with Nikki.
I'm not picking a fight with any of your family. I've run into plenty of them. So,
Yeah, that's probably wise. In Tipton, on a farm, not on a farm?
I would say a hobby farm.
Hobby.
So very big 4-H family.
Yep.
The both parents worked off, not farming. You know, my mom worked at a school and drove a school bus. My dad retired from the Postal Service for 41 years.
Cool.
So we just had 4-H livestock and 35 acres of crops, and
Okay.
yeah. So just a little guy.
Ideal way to grow up, though, because you got the flavor of the farm without necessarily being burdened by it. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, if that's a burden.
Yeah, true, depending on what kind of farm you're on.
Yeah.
I grew up with a dairy farmer. He was burdened by 4 a.m. milkings.
Okay.
I can't imagine. But, hey, if you love it, you love what you do, I'm not here to discourage. But, wow. Okay, so then you go to college, high school in Tipton.
Yep.
And go on to college.
Purdue University.
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
or
Yeah.
Boiler up, yeah.
Yeah, you're outnumbered here. There are no other boilers here.
Hey, I grew up in West Lafayette, so I'm like a boiler by heart.
True.
Yeah.
That is true. You could smell the stadium.
I could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could hear the roar of the crowd from my house.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
But you studied
Animal science. So I have an animal agribusiness degree with a minor in food agribusiness management.
because you wanted to eat the animals you were studying.
Correct.
Okay. Favorite animal to consume?
Bacon, pigs.
Ah, yeah. It is their superpower
It is.
to turn corn into bacon. Mm-hmm. And it should be. It's a delicious superpower. Okay, and studying animal science, you then meet your lovely where? How?
Oh no, that was a long time. So I hung out and worked at Beck's Hybrids and didn't meet my wife until I was almost 30.
Because you are a Beck's baby, right?
I am.
Have never worked elsewhere.
Yep.
And for some reason, we've been unable to shed you.
To get rid of me.
Yeah,
Yes.
you just hang around.
You know, Fruth always says, he's been almost fired 10 times, right?
You're
Yeah,
in the
It
same
just
category.
hasn't happened, yeah.
That's Brad Fruth. Check out that episode if you haven't already. And this experience at Beck's, you started as a what?
So from an internship, I went into working as a research associate
Oh,
and started as a research associate 1. Made it all the way through research associate 3. So working with rep trials, corn breeding nurseries, those kind of things. And then I transitioned to practical farm research, where I was the assistant PFR manager with Scott Beck, and then coordinated PFR 5 agronomy farms in 4 states.
oh my.
And then about 10 years ago, I switched to marketing.
And that switch happened because you had gotten all the way to Research 3 and they didn't know what else to do with you.
Yeah, that's right.
Pretty much. Okay. A little bit like how certain students get passed to the next grade only because the teacher's annoyed by them
Yeah.
Right.
and no longer wants them around.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And marketing, you started as the event guy?
An event associate, maybe?
Sure.
Yeah. Or maybe we were both the same. I don't remember. But there was 2 of us. I was the second event person.
And mainly Becknology days here in Atlanta at that time.
At that time, more all over the place.
We were already outside going to shows and here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. Whether it was winter trade shows or
Oh,
farm
those
shows. Yeah.
Ah.
Plus
okay.
Becknology days and outside field shows. Yeah.
Aha.
A mix of everything.
Gotcha. And
Travel the world.
There you go.
Yeah. And did that then preclude you from meeting your lovely wife? Or no, you met her at 30.
Oh,
so.
I met her at 30, so.
Yeah. And she married you out of pity or love or both, or what was that about?
I think both, because we had actually known each other for a really long time, went to the same church and all those kind of things. And I was hanging out at home, and my sister, Nikki, that we've already talked about, said, "Oh, you ought to date somebody from church." And I said,
Why?
I don't think there's anybody from church to date. And she goes, "There's one." And I went, "But she's at college, so you forget about her." And I went, "Okay," and didn't think anything about it.
Did you know who she was talking about?
She told me
Okay.
at that point.
Okay, sure.
Went to my cousin's high school graduation, and said person, which is now my wife, was there. And we talked for 45 minutes, and 2 weeks later went on a date, and it was history.
Nice.
Wow. And your wife's name?
Allison.
Allison. And Allison has never looked back, and neither have you.
Correct.
Even despite the fact that you are just a guy who has pigs and rabbits.
Right.
Okay. She's just staying with you anyway.
Right.
Bless her. Good job, Allison. Way to hang in there. Now you've been married.
Her quote is that she loves me every day, but she doesn't always like me.
Hey.
I think that's a lot.
That's words to live by.
Yeah.
Yeah, love is a choice and like is a thing. So a feeling even. So we choose to love people, but some days maybe not like so much. Mm-hmm. That's fair. Oh, I like her already. I've only met her the one time, and it was very brief, and which was to her benefit.
And my plan.
Yeah. Aha. You're like, stay away from that guy. Not good. Speaking of 4-H projects, though, you are involved in a lot with your kids. Tell us more.
Oh, golly. Yeah, so I have 2 daughters that are both in 4-H.
Ages?
11 and 13.
Names?
Sophia and Kennedy.
I love those names. Those are great.
Yep.
Okay.
So they lots of different projects. I think their favorite is probably woodworking. They both love to woodwork. So we're in the process of putting together a little wood shop and those kind of things. So
Very cool.
How'd they get into that?
my uncle actually taught me, and I did woodworking in 4-H. And so we kind of always just dabbled, and like we started with step stools and those kind of things, and then they kind of took off from there. And we built a new garage 4 or 5 years ago, and we have to have a wood shop in it. And we bought a table saw last summer, and just adding things as we can add things. And it's one of their favorites.
It's a great life
That's
skill.
very cool.
Yeah. They're going to use that the rest of their days.
For sure.
Great life skill.
Yeah, my 11 and 13-year-old have used a table saw supervised,
Of course.
but on their own recognizances.
That's huge.
And they still have all their fingers.
All fingers intact.
Yes,
Wow.
absolutely.
Shout out to your uncle for teaching you that trade. His name.
Uncle Dick.
Okay. Very good. Well, hey, it's men like that, women like that who mentor us, and then we can take it to the next generation. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's awesome.
What would they say about the whole raising of the pigs and rabbits? Because you don't just buy and re-show.
No.
This is a business, if you will.
Yeah. So kind of like my Uncle Dick teaching me how to do woodworking. As the youngest of 5, all my older siblings showed cattle, pigs, sheep from time to time. I mean, we kind of grew up on, they used to call us the old McDonald's farm. I mean, literally my elementary school took field trips to my house so they could see all the animals.
Wow.
Yeah. So we kind of grew up in that realm. And so we have actually narrowed the focus at my house, if you will, to 4-H pigs. And then, of course, you have to love a good COVID project, right? And we started cleaning out a shed that was kind of a catch-all. And the girls are like, oh, hey, we cleaned this shed out so we can have a couple pet rabbits, right? And so we got a couple pet rabbits, and then they started showing them. And now I think there's around 60 in the shed.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Wow.
They have 2 different breeds. They have mini Rexes and Holland Lops, and show them at state fairs, go to the occasional national show, open shows, those kind of things. And it has been a great project because they're the ones feeding, breeding, planning, doing everything, right? So
At 13 and 11,
yep.
there is hope for the next generation, Morgan.
Oh, thank goodness.
No kidding. The Ripbergers have got it under control.
I don't know about that.
Although your rabbit food bill is probably more than your people food bill.
Oh, no, that's
I
not
mean,
They only get
60
half
rabbits.
a cup a day apiece.
Oh, well, that's manageable. It's about what John eats. I mean, on a normal
He's
day.
working.
Oh, sorry, I don't want to distract him. He is acting like he's working back there. But seriously, that's an impressive business adventure. And then how many sows do we have at home?
We're probably like at 20-ish.
Okay, the
I
fact
think-
that you don't know for sure tells me you have a lot.
Yeah, we may have more than that, and that's a whole family project. So that's multi-generation. That's my dad. That's my nephew, my kids, my wife, my sister, her kids. Like that's a multi-generational deal.
Cool. That is really cool. Did Allison grow up with 4-H projects?
Absolutely not.
Oh, she's a city gal?
Well, no. I mean, born and raised in Tipton, but didn't have livestock or. I mean, she was in 4-H. She clogged and did some other 4-H activities.
Clogged.
Yeah.
Okay. Morgan, have you ever clogged?
I have not.
I have never clogged. I've never even been around someone who could clog.
I think I have an idea of what clogging is.
Yeah. So
For the audience, though, could you explain it for the audience?
For the audience, right?
I
yeah.
know what it is, but they may not.
So it would be not really taps, but double taps on your shoes, and then you dance to different songs.
Is it Irish in nature? Is that
No,
the
not
root
really.
of clogging?
I mean, it's because like tap has just a single
Yeah.
tap to where in clogging there would be 2 taps together on both the toe and the heel.
I thought maybe with your girls' woodworking skills, you guys are making clogs.
No, we haven't got there yet.
Someday soon.
There you go.
Maybe they'll put that.
Next idea is going to cost you, but
Put that on
the
the wish list. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, if we are ever in need of a clogger, now we know where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that is a cool skill. Very cool. Backing up now to business, what's a day-to-day for you look like if we're trying to strategize for events that are far off into the future? That requires a ton of planning, a lot of logistics.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah. Wow. What's a day look like? I think that's why I love my job so much, is because all my days don't necessarily look the same on a regular basis.
Besides the nap at 1:30,
Right.
1:40.
It's a little later than that.
Okay.
We have to wait for cops to come on.
Oh, cops.
That's been the joke with Mike and myself and Jason Gayheimer, that Mike and I watch cops and sleep in the hammock in our storage room on a regular basis.
Wait, there's a hammock back there?
See?
Oh, my.
And you're watching one of my favorite TV shows of all time?
Mike Maringer,
I want in
just
on
in
this.
case you were wondering. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
And because you and Mike described that working relationship, a bit of a two-headed monster in a way.
Yes.
Mike's handling.
Yeah, so we're the exact same. So we kind of divide and conquer as far as our tasks and duties. Mike has way more knowledge and information on audio, visual, tech, those kind of things, because that's the realm he came from. And so he handles a lot more of those things and concentrates. But then we divide and conquer trade shows to farm shows to technology days, state of the company, all those events.
And we just concluded State of the Company. Fantastic event. Well done. Thank you.
It was a great committee. There's 6 or 7 of us on the committee, and lot of effort and hard work went in there.
You guys nailed it. Thank you, Morgan, too, for all you and your team did.
man. Hey,
it was awesome.
No problem, but Toby's the real star of that.
Yeah, super, super well run. We, for the listening audience that could not attend, perhaps dealers or just I want to say average, the typical Across the Acres listener, State of the Company. We are told about the current position, where we're at, growth, changes, some kind of a picture into the financial health of the organization a little bit, as much as a family-owned company would tell you. And then this year was unique and different. We had 10 stops along the way and a round robin learning about different departments. And so you're sending 1,000 people plus through 10 stops over a 3-day period of time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a logistical experience.
Yeah, it takes a little math.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm out. Great job. You and your team it was just awesome.
Crushed it.
Yeah. I've had nothing but great feedback.
Good.
Nobody's complained. They even liked the food.
Yeah.
I mean, the lunches were great, and Pinheads was a blast, and had a great time. If you, reflecting on this marketing career that you've had, so set aside the PFR stuff.
Okay.
What would you still have yet to accomplish? What would you like to know more about? So the audiovisual thing isn't your stuff today, but maybe it's something you want to aspire to, or maybe not. Maybe you're really happy that Mike knows it.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things would be I'm decently technically savvy, maybe not in the department that I sit in every day in comparison to that realm, but always continuing to learn that and moving that forward, with AI and other things coming down the line, how can that play into because all the events is we are working on providing the best experience, right? So how do we get the best experience? What do we have to do to put into it? How do we develop that? And what tools give us the edge in building that experience?
And that is going to definitely play into the future, very near future.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of events, Becknology Days is your baby. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
we're talking 15,000 people over 3 days.
Yeah. So this next year we will have 8 total Becknology days. So 7 outside locations plus the 3-day event at Atlanta, Indiana.
And when I said 15,000, that's just Atlanta.
That's the one in Atlanta. Yeah.
Wowzer. And you're also in charge of addressing us as a team when we start the day with safety, for example.
Yes.
Tornado, fire, all those
Right.
things that could happen. In fact, one year we had a heck of a storm roll through. That was, 2 years ago maybe? When the tents got blown over and stuff.
Yeah,
We all had to
that's
come in early
right.
and set up. And
Yeah, that's the year we snapped, a storm snapped a 5-inch metal pipe in the middle of a tent.
a metal pipe.
Yep.
I forgot all about
That was the first time the tent vendor had ever seen one of the middle metal pipes snap.
Well, at 4 a.m, I got a text from you, and I'm like, this can't be good. Toby doesn't text people at 4 a.m.
Right.
And it was like, if you can get here early, we got tents to put back up. And by the time I got here, they were all back up.
Yeah, I remember that.
Incredible teamwork.
Yeah.
And no, I wasn't here at like 9:30. I got here at like 5:30 or 6, and it was already done.
Yeah,
was
because you
incredible.
rolled up at 5:30 or 6 at night. The event was over.
Oh, my bad. PM, AM. I get those confused
Yeah.
all the time.
That's that whole time change thing with
Right.
you in Illinois, right?
See? Thank you,
Exactly.
Toby. I appreciate
Exactly.
that somebody. But surely in all of the Becknology Day events you've put on, there's been a story or two. Is there anything you can share without,
Yeah. So one of the ones that that goes back and makes me chuckle every time I think about it is
Senior Chuckle Britches?
right. There we go. Mm-hmm. It goes back to that nickname. Is one of the parking guys radioed me one day, and I think it was a Saturday morning. And of course, that event ends on Saturday evening, if you will, 4:00 at that point in time, and said, "Hey, you expecting some semis?" And I went, "No." And he goes, "You better come out here." And so I went to the parking attendant, and the transport department for the tent rental company had gotten wires crossed, and they were here to pick up all the tents
Whoops.
Oh, no.
the morning of the last day of the event.
Whoops.
Oh, no.
And so I climbed up on the semi and I said, "Hey, is there something I can help you with, sir?" And he goes, "Yeah, here to pick the tents up." And I went, "Here to pick what tents up?" And he goes,
All
well,
of them.
Well, all of them that we set up last week. And I said, "Well, the event's still going on, sir." And he goes, "Not by my paperwork." And I went, "Oh, well, can we have you park alongside the facility here and hold on a second until I can call the tent company?" And he goes, "Sure, that's fine." And I called the tent company. He goes, "Yeah, they're not supposed to be there till Monday." And I go, "I'm standing here at the trucks, and they're wanting to load the tents."
Yeah, I'm staring at him.
Heart skipping a beat.
So that would have been a story that you just kind of go, "Oh my."
Wowzer. Well, and so another storm that I always remember too is, and I don't remember how long ago this is, maybe 7, 8 years ago, but we had so much water, so much rain,
Oh, yes.
and the cars were literally underwater.
Yep.
That was a day.
Yeah, I remember that day getting on the PA system and saying, and I forget the make and model of the car, "If you own this car and you parked in the east parking lot, it's 3 inches from getting in the water's 3 inches from getting in your engine compartment."
Yes.
That's wild.
Yeah, that was fall of 17, if I remember right.
You are way better on years than I am.
Yeah.
I can't remember like that.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was either fall of 17 or...
But we had
Fall
people out
16,
there in
one of
like
the two.
fishing waders.
Yes.
And like quad track side-by-sides and tractors, and we were pulling vehicles out. And when I went to leave that day, I'll never forget that, is it was so muddy that when you tried to leave, the mud was almost like ice because of the water, and because it was so saturated. When you went to drive on it, it was basically like driving on a sheet of ice.
Slip slide. And, Ooh, doggy. And if, for those of you who don't know, if you've never been to Becknology Days, either outside or in Atlanta, we park in the grass because that's the only place to park
Right.
when you got that many people.
Correct.
And when there's, I don't know how many inches of rain we got that day.
Seems like a lot.
It was incredible.
Oh, I
Yeah.
bet.
And it came down in buckets
Right.
all at once.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys survived. We managed. Your team was fantastic. Our crew
Yeah, the
was
facilities
fantastic.
team, I mean,
Oh,
they were putting more gravel down. They were,
yeah.
making bridges to get tractors and tour buggies through. And, I mean,
Incredible.
they were doing a phenomenal job keeping up with the needs of that.
Great fun. Shifting gears now to you, a little more personal.
Oh,
you got
golly.
a hero, somebody you've always looked up to, besides Morgan.
I mean, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Obviously.
It's okay to be honest,
Obviously.
Toby. You can tell us. It's just us three.
Yeah. So, I guess something else that, and you may or may not know, but I'm actually a licensed auctioneer.
I did know that. I forgot that.
And so with that, ever since I was little, so my mom was really big into antiques. So we went to a lot of antique auctions.
Mm-hmm.
And then father, growing up with livestock, we went to livestock auctions, registered hog and cattle sales and anything and everything. And of course, at all those events, there's always an auctioneer, right? And I remember I used to go to Farr Stock Farm in Royal Center, Indiana, and sitting there on the bleachers, there was always a ringman there, and his name was Ken Tor. And Ken might have one of the most distinct bids, like when you're ringing, it is really high and really loud, and it always amazed me. And he would interact with us as kids. I remember one day he had given us a piece of candy, and I got back up to the stands, and my dad goes, "Hey, did you tell Ken thank you?" And I hadn't. And I automatically turned around to tell him thank you. Well, they had already proceeded with the auction, and they were in the middle of selling a heifer for multiple $1,000s, and I about bought her because I was saying thank you for a piece of candy.
Ooh, most expensive piece of free candy you ever had.
Yeah, so I would say Ken he's probably one of the reasons, when I guess outside of family, right? I mean, there's lots of heroes with family and those kind of things, but outside of family, Ken was probably one that I always went, oh man, if I could be like that guy, right? Like if I could call and I could be in that realm of things. So,
and engage children in an inviting way. Super cool that he was willing to take time. You weren't in his way.
right.
He was willing to teach, educate, mentor a little bit on you, and that's
Yep.
super cool. The calling, what do we call the auctioneer?
A chant?
A chant? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Would you mind demonstrating for us, or is that the wrong place, wrong time? Could you sell us that green tea citrus bottle? Morgan and I will bid.
You two are going to bid?
Sure.
Okay.
Unless, Zach, are you in on this? You want to bid? Or camera guy? I don't even want to bother John. He's half asleep.
He can't hear you anyway.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
We'd love to hear your chant.
All right, on the green tea, who to give 2 and go? I've got 2, would give 3, would give 3, and now 4 and 4, now 5, would give 5, and now 6 and 7, would give 8. Who to give 8, and now who to give $9 bid, would give 9. Who to give 9, would give 9, and now 10, would give 10, would give 10, would give 10. We're all in, we're all done. Sold. $9 bid.
Nice.
Buyer number 47. 47.
47.
I'd like my tea now.
No, Zach won it.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
The phone snuck in and stole the
Yeah.
bid. Very nice. Your chant is not obnoxious like some auctioneers' chants can be, if that's okay to say.
Yeah, so I would say that I will never be the fastest auctioneer that
Well, I
you
could
hear,
understand you, though.
but I will be one of the most clear.
Yeah.
Thank
for sure.
you. I've been to a lot of livestock auctions in my day, and most of them I'm going, where's he at now? And what number am I bidding for? I'm just hoping at this point.
Yeah. It's funny because when I go to an auction and I'm not an auctioneer, friends and family will stand around me and go, what's he saying? Where's he at?
Because you can hear it.
Yeah.
You've been around enough, and you know the trade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Appreciate you doing
Yeah,
that.
that was awesome.
Very cool. As far as the future for you, 10, 20, 30 years from now, you look back, reflect on your mid-40s.
Okay.
Anything you for sure got to accomplish in this decade?
Yeah, I think the thing that I have to accomplish is staying true to myself in the way of, the fun question to ask, in your 20s and 30s is, oh man, if you win the lottery, what's the first thing you're going to do, right? And when I was asked that in my 20s and 30s, the first thing I always said is, I'm going to hire a lawyer so nobody finds out.
Yep.
So it doesn't change me.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Smart.
Great idea.
So in the future, I just want to be the Toby I've always been trying to be.
Perfect.
I like it.
You just keep being Toby. You are well loved and liked, even when Allison doesn't like you. We do. And yeah, you keep being Toby. That's a great representation. And for raising daughters in particular in a world that's screaming at them that they're probably not enough, or this or that, or social media and all that, if you represent you, that gives them confidence to just be them.
Yep.
God didn't mess up when he made them, or us for that matter. I mean, maybe Morgan, but not us, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two perfect angels over here.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Toby and I are just.
I am not one of those.
Yeah, I know. Me neither. Nope. I guess I wasn't in that conversation.
No, not even close.
Yeah, I'm out of the loop there.
Oh, that's awesome. Any lasting words to live by for our listening audience?
Something that I live by on a regular, and it's funny because, like, I'll use it all the time, and then I'll forget about it for a while, and then it pops back in my head, is smile. It makes people wonder what you're up to.
That's good. And it's free. Smile doesn't cost you a thing to give.
Nope.
Okay. Smile, it'll make people wonder what you're up to.
Yep.
I like that. And then last but not least for me, if you've got other questions,
I got nothing.
2 words that we would use to describe you to a perfect stranger.
Oh, hardworking and honest.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah, that's well said.
Amen.
And Allison would agree.
Most days.
She's right now somewhere going, oh, of course I would.
Yeah.
Of course I
No.
would use it. No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not even close. Oh, we all have our days.
Yep.
Anything else you'd like to share? Anything we missed? The time's gone way too quickly here, my friend.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, then we're not letting you off the hook without the fun fast 5.
Okay.
So buckle in.
Okay.
You know what's coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
I
so.
did not give you the questions because
Yeah, no, I have no idea.
And some of these are completely appropriate.
Okay.
Others maybe not. I don't know. So if you're ready.
Okay.
Watching or playing sports.
Oh, watching.
Okay. Losing sleep or skip a meal.
Oh, skip a meal.
Okay. Being hot and sweaty or cold and shivering.
Hot and sweaty.
Back to the PFR days.
Mm-hmm.
Out in the field. Dull pain for a day or intense pain for 10 minutes.
Oh, intense pain for 10 minutes.
Yeah, get it over with.
Yep.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Yep.
Okay. Last but not least, getting a call before dawn or in the middle of the night.
Oh, dawn, definitely.
Are you an early riser?
Much more than a person that stays up late. So much rather be up early.
And you're in bed by when? On a good day.
10?
Oh, yeah, reasonable. Yeah. But up by 5?
That's what I strive to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
The occasional snooze.
Yeah.
Good for you. Well, hey, Allison's got to do the chores this morning. You can stay in bed for another 10 minutes or so.
Good luck with that.
And it doesn't go well.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, we can at least try.
Yeah.
That's all we can ask for. Just keep
Hey, the
trying.
good thing is in the summer, the girls do the chores all the time.
Because they're
Our
going to
deal
school.
is I do it during the school in the morning
Okay.
because they have school to get ready for.
Sure.
But when they're not in school, I don't do it.
Get out there.
They're as tough as Nikki, aren't they?
Not yet.
They're getting there, though. That's the goal.
They'll be there.
I love it. Well, thank you, sir. It's been
Yeah,
a pleasure
thank
to
you,
have
man.
you along
Thanks,
for the
guys.
ride. Very much appreciate it. Thanks to all of you for listening to Across the Acres today, where we are striving to connect, challenge, and inspire. Please give us a 5-star rating and review on the podcast provider of your choice. And until next time, we will catch you across the acres.